Hey guys, Dr. Denny Warren here. I want to share with you a couple very important postural and mental exercises that's going to help heal your body and help keep your body healthy and strong. Now there's some research that's very interesting. In this research they had two groups of people. Both groups of people were actually about to perform a very adrenaline-filled activity. They're both about to do bungee jumping. And in one group, they had the bungee jumpers actually get down into a fetal position and stay there for 10 to 20 seconds in a fetal position before they stood up and did the bungee jump. In the other group, they had them do what's called a victory pose. You know, when people win a race, like they had their arms up, yes, they won, they're excited, they won. They had them do this pose before they did the bungee jump. So both groups, what was interesting, they measured the amount of time it took them in order for them to take the jump. And on average, is just over 2 seconds longer in the group that was down in the fetal position. It took them 2 seconds longer to actually take the jump than it did the people in the victory pose. And what they did as well is they actually measured the blood to check the hormone levels, the stress hormone levels, the adrenaline, the cortisol, and the testosterone, check all those different hormone levels for the people after they did the bungee jump. And the group that was in the fetal position, that frightened fetal position, they found that their cortisol levels, their stress hormones, their adrenaline, their epinephrine, their cortisol was all out the roof, while the group that did the victory pose had lower levels of stress hormones, had higher levels of testosterone. So it's very important for us to understand that the position that we are in, our position, our posture, not only does it help us give our joints a proper alignment and proper alignment and motion and function, but it also helps to affect the hormones, it affects the organs, it affects all different parts and aspects of your body. There's also researches with gorillas, looking at gorillas when you have the alpha male in the group. The alpha male, you can see their posture, they have a totally different posture. You know, they're sitting there beating their chest, they have their chest out. They're dominant over all the other people around them, all the other gorillas around them. But when you look at their hormone levels, their testosterone is much higher. And you look at all the other subdominant male species and female species, their postures, they're in more of a flexed posture, they're more in a forward posture, and they have higher cortisol, higher stress hormone levels. So it's amazing how just the position that we hold ourselves in is going to affect your quality of life, your hormones, and it also, research shows, it affects your quantity of life. So in this exercise, I'm going to teach you how to do a very simple postural exercise, but also we're going to add the mental aspect to it. That's going to help ramp up and give you even more changes and even more results as far as improving all of your healthy growth and healing hormones and decreasing your stress hormones. So one thing that's very important too is when I give you this recommendation, it's a very general recommendation. It's going to help most people, but if I've given you very specific recommendations, you need to follow the specific recommendations. Because for most people, let me explain, for most people, especially if sitting on computers or texting, things like this, we have head forward posture. That's probably 95% of people, but there are some people that don't have it. Some people's postures, their head's back. It's very uncommon, but there are some people that have it. And what happens too when we're texting, we're typing, we're doing all these things, our shoulder starts to roll forward, we start to hunch forward. So this is for most people again, but again for some people they don't have that and they need different recommendations. So just understand that this is a general recommendation, and the mental aspect is good for everybody, but the postural exercise is good for most. So let me just go on with the exercise. So what I want you to do, I want you to imagine that you have an imaginary tennis ball between your shoulder blades in your back here. And what you're going to do is you're going to put your arms in different positions and you're going to take your shoulder blades back to hold that tennis ball between your shoulder blades. So it's a very light contraction. You're not stressing or straining, but you're just taking your arms back and you're holding that position. And what it's going to do is it's going to start to strengthen the muscles between your shoulder blades to keep your shoulders back. Instead of your shoulders rolling forward like they are for most people typing or texting, this is going to help strengthen them to keep your shoulders back. So the first position I like to have is your elbows down by your side. So you have your elbows down by your side. You want to have your chin back over your head. Again, because most people, their head is too far forward. So have your chin back over your shoulders, looking straight ahead. Have your elbows down by your side, and take your shoulder blades back to hold that tennis ball. Now, as you do this, it's important to remember to breathe. Some people will try to hold their breath. I want you to continue to breathe while you do this. And What I learned this from Dr. James Chestnut, who's my mentor in the whole wellness science and wellness revolution. What he talked about with this is when you see your arm down here by your side, that makes an L shape, right? So when you think of this, ask yourself a question. Ask yourself, who do I love and who loves me? So as you do this, ask yourself, who do I love and who loves me? See, what's amazing about our brain is our cerebral cortex up here on top. Its job is to try to find solution and answers to whatever questions that we ask it. So if you ask yourself questions that, why does my life suck, or why is my life horrible, why am I so depressed, your brain is going to find answers to those questions. So instead of finding answers to those type of questions, let's ask yourself different questions. Who do I love and who loves me? And so one thing I think is very important, when you do this, I like to close my eyes, I like to think about it, and I'll hold it, continue to breathe, and I'll hold this position until I actually feel the feeling. I don't do it just to check it off, like I check things on a checklist, but I do it where I feel the feeling of that love that I'm giving to people and that love that I'm receiving from people. So I hold that, I feel that position while I'm breathing, and then I come up to my next point, a T. So you have your arms straight out to the side, take your arms straight back and hold that tennis ball, palms facing up. To whom am I grateful? You can go through all the things that you're grateful for. It could be God, it could be your family, it could be where you live, it could be all these circumstances that are right in your life. Just go through all those things. To whom am I grateful, or to what am I grateful for? Just go through those different things. And then feel that gratitude. Once you feel it, then you can move on to the next one. You can ask yourself, why? This is a why. So why is my life so amazing? Why am I so healthy? Why am I so happy? Whatever you want to ask. Just go through that until you feel the feeling of why it's so great. And then realize that when you do this, you're strengthening the posture. You're strengthening that healthy posture. You're affecting your hormones. You're affecting your quality of life. You're affecting the alignment of all of your joints in your body, which is going to improve their function. And if you add the mental aspect, it greatly ramps up the benefits as far as the hormones that are released, the growth and healing hormones and the repair hormones, and how your body feels and how you mentally and emotionally feel. So I hope you use this on a regular basis. This is something I do probably either every single day, sometimes multiple times a day, or every other day. But I do this on a very regular basis because all of my work is all flexed forward. So I hope you enjoy this. I hope you use it and see the good benefits that come from it. Have a good day. We'll see you in the next video.